but then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang.
What up? What up?
Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the lot. Good versus evil, God in his prime, always in prime. Always
I got an alert that says.
Is fine. I'm doing fine. Glad that you
Let's see
asked.
here.
God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up. All that
I got an alert that the Facebook live chat streaming is having functionality issues. So if you want me to see your comments, go check it out on YouTube. YouTube Daily Swole podcast. So Facebook chat is apparently a little bit funky. So if those don't pop up, Daddy won't see your comments. So you can go check it out on Daily Swole podcast on YouTube. But you can still watch and enjoy. I just won't see your comments. Sad face.
East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang.
Boom.
This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song, but then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah.
Full Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Test equals. A test equals. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1139 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, bitches, sluts, fucktards, everyone that's listening, you all motherfuckers, you crazy bastards. If you don't like swearing, you've come to the wrong place. Go fuck your couch and get on the game train. We are taking all the reins off. No holds barred. I don't give a fuck what I say, and you shouldn't either. Get over yourself. You're not that important. Welcome to the podcast. If it's your first time, what an intro. Oh my God. I hope someone had that on live and like loud. Hope someone had that on live. Hope like really loud in their gym or really loud in their office. Fuck. You like that? Yeah. Just blew up someone's spot. Someone just got fired. Oh well. I'm just kidding. That was really aggressive. But I like it. We like that shit. We fucking like it. What's good? So apparently, those of you that are watching live, let's kind of get everyone up on the same page here. Facebook chat has been weird. A bunch of things have been fucking me in the ass lately. Pun intended, not literally. But Spotify kicked off my podcast for like a day or so, but it's back up. So if you listen on Spotify, you can enjoy that now. Had to go through some technical shit to get that back up, but apparently it's working. And apparently today, Facebook live chat is not working. So you can watch it on Facebook, but I'm not going to see your comments. So if you're commenting, I don't see it. Let me see. Maybe I'll try to bring it up on my phone. Oh, okay. I'll just do it like this for now. But I can't, it won't show up on the screen is what I meant. I'm looking at it on my phone, or I'm pulling it up right now, but I will not see it actually on the screen. So if you don't see your comments pop up, it's all good. But I'll still see it. So let me just gotta tune in. I don't want to hear me talking. Okay. So those of you that are commenting on Facebook, I am looking at it. I will see your comments, but I will not, you just won't be seeing on the screen. The wonderful world of technology. Let me get this going over here. All right. So the last couple days, the reason why you haven't seen me stream, it's not that I don't go live every day or I don't post a podcast every day. I go live whenever I can. If I can't, you still get the podcast, but I try to go live. And when I travel, if I can go live, I go live in Swolenormous X Live, the private group on Facebook. So thank you everyone that's been supporting via the Daily Swole Club. And for members, I mean, you've been seeing me live, but if you see me, and I try to announce it, so if you stay up with the podcast, I let you know that I'm traveling and that I won't be live publicly, but that is what it is. You do it the best we can, but today's been an exciting day. But I did legs today. It was good. I'm going to try to get another workout in because I will be out of town for the next couple days, unfortunately. Not my choice. No, it is. I do what I want. I do what the fuck I want. No, going out of town, but I will be still posting and still broadcasting live, possibly. They might be, I'm hoping they'll be live. I'm hoping there'll be some live casts, but they may or may not be. But if they are live, they'll be in the private group. Anyway, let's talk about leg training. What do you guys do? What's your favorite thing to do for leg training? Any issues with legs? Let's do a little Q&A. Let's get some responses. What's your struggle? What's your main struggle with leg training? Do you have any questions about training that peach? Because I did a leg workout today that was nice. I did some deadlifts to start. I don't normally start off a leg day with deadlifts, but I decided because part of me, actually, I started off doing a total body workout. So I started off doing total body. I was intending to do total body, but I fucking hate doing total body. I usually don't use that word, but I really don't like doing total body workouts because you don't get enough volume on anywhere. You don't get enough volume on any body part. So I usually don't like doing total body because it's just exhausting and it takes a lot of fucking time and you can't really get the same kind of volume for real physique, for real bodybuilding standards. So I prefer to do any kind of like segmented split. At the most of a split, I like doing upper and lower body or push pull. I really just don't like doing total body. So it started off as being a total body workout and then it turned into just leg day. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just come tomorrow and do upper body. So I like to focus. I like to focus on doing what I'm doing. I like to focus on an area because it gets done better. But deadlifts are pretty much a total body exercise. Deadlifts are a very integrated exercise, upper and lower. So I did those first. But like I mentioned, it was with the intention of doing a total body workout. And then it just turned into, fuck it. I'm just going to do some legs today. And so that was that. And it was a great workout, but I want to see what you all need help with because there's a lot of confusion with what exercises are the best. And it's really just the most functional shit. It's the most basic shit for legs that you need to worry about. And most people aren't even doing the basics. I got some questions on Ask Papa Swolio and just on the question stickers on Instagram about squatting on a Smith press on those fucking tracks and leg press versus squats. And it's like, oh my fucking God, is that even a fucking debate? Is that even a conversation? Is there any comparison between squats and fucking leg press? No. No, absolutely no comparison. It's not even close. Not even fucking close. Squats and leg press are not even in the same realm. Squats all fucking day. Here's the biggest thing that I want to get across with this topic today, and I'll get into some of your comments in a second. But anytime you have issues, if you're avoiding squats because of your knee hurts or your back hurts, don't avoid squats and train legs by avoiding it and going to leg press or extensions. You need to address why you have knee pain. You need to address why you have issues squatting. It doesn't get more basic for a human function than a squat. There's nothing that's more fundamental than a human squatting. There's nothing more fundamental. How else are you going to take a shit in the woods? You're going to squat. That's how you're supposed to take a duke. That's why your intestines are aligned perfectly to allow for a perfect poop when you're in a deep squat. It's because you're supposed to squat when you take a shit. You're not supposed to sit at 90 degrees. That's why people get constipation, have issues pushing that load out into the toilet. You're supposed to be, you've probably seen those things like the squatty potty or the gargoyle, whatever. You put your feet up and you elevate your knees. It aligns your bowels better. That way you can actually expectorate or whatever they call it. You can excrete a lot easier. Defecate, but that's the way you're supposed to shit in the woods. And so it's the same thing. You should be able to squat. I mean, if you're in the woods and you're like, well, I'm not going to poop today because my knees hurt. No, you're going to be moving your entire life and it's going to be a natural bodily function. But if you can't squat, you need to get to the source of why you're having issues squatting. You need to actually address why you're having problems with the squat. Let's see. They don't grow, but keeping after it. Training harder, more volume, more food, volume and food. Oh. Hip thrusts are great. Knees hating lunges. Your knees don't hate lunges. They hate whatever the fuck they've been subject to your entire life. One of the issues with lunges is hip stability and femoral stability. If you don't have good hip activation and hip stability and mobility, when you step forward and one leg goes back, you're actually rotating the pelvis. They move a little bit independently. So you're putting tension around the knees, around the muscles that are two joint muscles that cross the hip and the knees. So if you have like, let's say your trailing leg has knee pain when you're doing lunges, your back leg or your front leg, it's generally because of the mobility in your hips and your ankles that have created a pull around like your patellar tendon or something like that. And it depends. I mean, there's a lot of subtleties there too, but a lot of the mobility, lunges are very functional too. That's how you get up off the ground. You put one leg in front and you stand up. So if you're having issues with lunges, if you're having issues with squats, you need to address why. Don't avoid them. Don't avoid them for another exercise. You need to actively and obsessively do corrective exercises, yoga, and mobility work in order to decrease that issue. Because as you get older, you're not going to start feeling better just magically. It's not going to get better. It's not just going to go away. You're going to have fucking issues and it's going to keep on compounding until you need a fucking hip replacement or a knee replacement. Then it won't be the same. My biggest struggle is my legs handle more weight than what my grip can. So I feel limited. Well, if you're gripping weights or just you put a bar on your back, if you're doing squats or lunges with a bar on your back, you don't need your grip. Depends on what exercise you mean, Jen. Let's see. Love the deadlifts. Delicious. Love lunges with resistance bands. Lunges with resistance bands. And how do you do those? You hold them on your shoulders or something like that? I never do those. Or you hold them in your hands and you just like have it really tight. If you have really good resistance bands for that, it could be something. Great for traveling. Great for not having a lot of space, whether you do it at home or you do it on the road. Bands are fantastic for small spaces and for home training and for traveling because they're not heavy in themselves, but they provide progressive resistance, which can be really great for when you're on the road. Are leg presses even worth it? I don't do them anymore. I've done them in the past, but most leg press machines just lock you in position, and I feel like they don't really have much of a purpose. Honestly, I don't really think you need to do them. I would never do a leg press at the expense of doing squats. If you want to add them in after and you have a good leg press machine and you truly like them, you know, I'm your papa, but I ain't your daddy. Well, maybe I am, but I can't sit here and tell you what to do. And you'll see a lot of fitness pros and bodybuilders doing leg presses and stuff. You see a lot of people doing stupid shit anyway. It doesn't matter if they have a degree. It doesn't matter if they're a pro bodybuilder. Just because they do that doesn't mean they're doing everything correctly. It doesn't mean they know and have all the answers. I just don't recommend it to people because a lot of people go for leg press because it's easier. You're going on a leg press because it's easier. Why? Why? Do a squat more, deadlift more, do body weight, do your own like free weight exercises. I literally just haven't. I haven't done a leg press in a long time. The gym I go to has a really shitty leg press, so I don't do it anyway. If you have a really, really good leg press, and of course machines keep on getting better, but there hasn't been one that I've desired to use in a while. So a lot of people love leg pressing. I think it's just a filler exercise that can be swapped out and utilized better. That time and that energy can be used for a better return, in my opinion. Let's see. My 2-year-old was looking at a bug on the ground. He had feet flat and perfect deep squat form, held it for a long time. Oh, for sure. Kids are naturally doing that. Kids in diapers are always doing perfect squats because that's the way you're supposed to be. But then you put shoes on them and then you sit them down at a desk in school for 15 fucking years and it ruins their posture and it ruins their desire to learn. It turns them into a fucking zombie. If I ever have kids, I'm fine with them associating with other kids and doing stuff, but they ain't sitting in a fucking classroom learning dumbass history that they can Google in 2 seconds. The school and education system has to change big time. We got to stop learning things we can look up in 3 seconds. That's an archaic way. It's old school. Education is old school. That was before pre-Google. Literally. I mean, it's the way of the world. If you want to look up something, you Google it. You don't need to learn the capitals. You can just Google it in 2 seconds. You don't need that in your head. It's completely invaluable. And actually invaluable means it's really valuable. No, it's just worthless. Worthless information. All that stuff. What's the capital? What's the capital of Illinois? What's the capital of Texas? Who fucking cares? What's the importance of that? Why do we have to memorize those things? Basic skills, and then let's teach them some things about life. Teach kids how to move. You want to have school? Get rid of the desks. Have kids squat. That's some good shit. Just ranting, just talking about fucking shit, just going off. We're going off right now. Talking about peach training. Let's go back to legs. Hip and ankle mobility. If you're having problems with a squat, if you're having issues getting into a deeper squat, you don't have to go ass to grass. That's not absolutely required, but it should be required. It should be something that you aspire to do when you are not loaded under a bar. You just don't want that hip tuck. You don't want that butt wink. You don't want that rounding of the lower back. And that's usually coming from a lack of mobility at a certain depth under certain tension. So if you're getting that lower back rounding, you don't want to go that low, but you definitely want to work on your ankle and hip mobility. And a lot of people don't think about ankle mobility as being a factor, but if your knees aren't able to travel forward, if you're limited in your dorsiflexion and your calves are really tight, and think about what makes a lot of sense. Your feet are locked into position with shoes. So you're in a plantar flex position. You're in like a constant calf raise with your elevated heels, plus your toe box and everything is just fundamentally destroying your feet. But when your heels are elevated, it slacks the Achilles tendon more. That's why people like platform shoes for squatting, because it literally puts you in high heels and allows you to get deeper because it takes the ankle more out of the equation. The problem is people wear platform shoes and wear these elevated heels all the time, 24/7. So when they go flat foot or they go barefoot, their feet are completely weak. Their feet are flattening like crazy and their feet are pronating really, really bad. They have no ankle mobility, which is really bad for the knees and for the back. So it translates up the entire body. If you want to improve your squat, ankle mobility and hip mobility. It's not just the hips, it's the ankles. And so it goes both ways. If you have bad hips, it's going to affect your ankles. And if you have bad and tight ankles, it's going to affect your hips and your back and everything up. Very, very important. Very important. And when you start doing stuff more barefoot, you realize that. And a lot of you are getting Vibrams and you're getting barefoot shoes and you're starting to walk around more barefoot and you're realizing, wow, my feet are getting sore and wow, I'm feeling my muscles in different ways. It's because it's the way it's supposed to be and you're changing how your body is aligned. And it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. It's just part of the part of the process of going back to the fundamentals. And I talk a lot about the fundamentals because it's what I fucking know. It's what I know. It's what I know. I know the basics. And when I started training, it was before all this extra information. It was before Facebook really popped. It was before Google really popped. It was just the fundamentals, and I smashed those fucking basics, and it works. You don't need all this higher end, frill science that's just kind of like scratching the surface. A lot of you are absorbing way too much information and not applying the basics. And that's a very big part of what I try to do with this podcast, is bring everyone back to what actually fucking works. The most important things that you need to get done first before you worry about all this higher level periodization and training modules. A lot of people know or have a lot of things in their head, and they ask a lot of questions for shit that is just not important. But you think it is because there's so much information out there. You pick up these things and you hold on to them, but they just don't matter. So I'm trying to eliminate a lot of the clutter in your brains and help you refocus on the most important things. Basic beesh. I ain't no basic beesh. I feel it in my heels the most when I walk barefoot. Is that typical? What do you mean you feel it in your heels? Like, because if you walk barefoot regularly, you don't take huge steps. When you're wearing shoes and sneakers and you have that real thick pillow cushion, you overstride because that impact is absorbed. So you tend to take steps that are too big and unnatural because you're able to. It changes your whole gait. And if you feel it in your heels, it depends. If you're stepping too large, you're going to impact your heels a lot. And if you are walking around barefoot and you're not used to it, you're also getting a lot of extra stretch in your Achilles tendon that you're not used to. So you'll feel a little bit extra tension. And yeah, I keep my shoes off at home too, but the whole point is your shoes should be fucking off all the time. It's not just when you're at home, because that's a short amount of time. And when they're off at home, it's only for a few hours and you're not really doing anything to strengthen them. You're just kind of sitting around. You're not doing a lot at home. But that's why yoga is great, because yoga is done barefoot, but it's more of a constant thing. Think of how much constant pressure you're putting on your feet by smashing them into shoes. You're always putting pressure. And this is like, let's say 12 hours a day or 15 hours a day, every fucking day for 30, 40, 50 years. That's why there's a lot of problems, because it's just reformed your bones. It's foot binding. It's like old school China, but it's just not as severe, but it's still technically foot binding. You're literally forming the bones and the structure of your foot differently. You're molding them. So if you're putting shoes on your kids, you are permanently disfiguring their feet. And you can Google this, look it up, look up what a foot looks like inside a shoe, and it's going to horrify you. So make sure you keep your kids, prepare your kids for more of a barefoot life, because it's going to help them in many, many ways. They need to be barefoot. They need to be free. Extremely important. When I went to the gym today, there was an unusual amount of jabronis. Fucking welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Do they make barefoot shoes for babies? Yeah, it's called feet. Barefoot shoes for babies. It's called having feet. You don't need to put anything on your feet, by the way. That's another interesting thing. You don't need anything on your feet. Your feet will actually develop thicker. It's what you have calluses on your feet. You don't need to have things on your feet. We have natural shoes. They're called feet. I'm not saying go play around in fucking parking lots barefoot. You don't want to step on glass and this, that, and the other. People always ask me when I'm barefoot, they say, well, aren't you afraid of stepping on something? I say, not really, because I use my eyeballs and I look where I'm walking. I don't step on jagged rocks or glass, or I don't kick edges. When you're barefoot, you're just more aware, and you can feel the ground. You can feel what feels good and what hurts. When you're wearing shoes, you might step on glass and nails and stuff. You just step on shit because you're not looking. You just think you're protected from anything. But when you're barefoot, you're more aware. Trust me, you're more aware. I'm barefoot all the time in the gym, and sure, sometimes I bang my toe or something hits my foot, my ankle. I'm like, oh, fuck. But you're just more aware. You avoid things better. You're more direct. You're more specific. You're more accurate with where you step. You're more deliberate. I hate to break it to you. I wear flip-flops almost all year round. Turns out I've been doing the right thing. Sorry, flip-flops are terrible for you. Terrible. If you have good barefoot sandals, that hook around your heel. You definitely don't want to wear just flip-flops. You don't want there to be just loose flapping bottoms because you're not going to be walking normally. The problem with flip-flops is you don't dorsiflex. You don't travel through your gait properly. You just shuffle. So it deactivates your glutes and it stiffens up your ankles because you're shuffling. You're not walking normally. So good sandals are going to hook over your heels. Now you can check those out. Xero Shoes, Xero shoes, have good sandals that I like. And there are a bunch of other companies that make barefoot sandals that allow you to walk normally and provide just a very, very thin rubber lining, kind of like a Vibram sole, but very thin, that allow you to move and walk like a normal person. So flip-flops, like sliding around, shuffling around, is terrible for your gait too. Yeah, so check that out. Check that out. Xero Shoes, Xero. This is not sponsored, but I have purchased a pair and I do like them. We have a deck that gets really hot. I don't want her to burn her little toes. Okay, so don't let her go on the deck. Or put socks on her. It's okay to parent your child. You don't have to just let them like jump into like a lava pit, but they're barefoot. Throw them to the wolves. I'm apparently stupid because I step on shit all the time. Possibly, or you just don't look. It's a practice, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. If you grow up barefoot, then you're just used to this. It's programmed in. What's interesting now is we're trying to adapt. It's like learning a language. Being barefoot now, we're spending so much conscious effort. It's just like you're trying to learn a second language later in life. It's much harder than if you're taught multiple languages when you're little. You can absorb it better. And plus, I mean, you're still learning like a normal person. It's so early on that it becomes part of you as you get older. But when you're barefoot younger, it becomes normal. You get used to being barefoot. Your feet strengthen. And as you grow and get bigger, your feet strengthen and get bigger and stronger and have more dexterity as you grow and as you develop. But when you're older, if you're used to wearing shoes, it's like being brand new. If you were barefoot your whole life, like if you went to like an indigenous tribe in Africa or in South America and you put shoes on someone who's been barefoot their whole life, they're going to be like clomping around like, what the fuck is going on? You ever put shoes on like a dog or like slippers on a dog or on a cat? They walk all fucking weird. Have you ever seen a baby with shoes on versus there are videos? If you go on YouTube or Instagram, I mean, it's harder to search on Instagram than YouTube, but there are videos of babies walking barefoot, totally fine. And then you put shoes on them, they're clomping around, they're falling over because they don't have any fucking balance when they put shoes on. Nature is telling you this from the beginning. Nature is telling you this from the start. We just ignore it because, oh, you got to put shoes on, protect their feet. No, you need them to fucking get strong feet. Strong fucking feet. Yeah, Vince, I've never worn the Xero shoes, but I'm saying Xero Shoes, that company makes, they make the sandals. I've never worn their actual sneakers or shoes. Oh, real talk. Yeah, fucking real talk, fam. Are grippy socks good or plain barefoot better? Totally different. What do you mean? Like the finger socks with the grippy stuff? I mean, you're going to destroy them. In what context? Barefoot's always better. It's always better. But remember, if you just go barefoot and start walking around all the time, like you're going to get sore because you don't have the calluses, you don't have the strength. You have to make sure that if you start doing barefoot stuff, you don't just all of a sudden go barefoot and start running everywhere and doing everything and jumping, and you're going to get stress fractures or have a lot of pain or have like Achilles tendonitis. You can get plantar fasciitis. You can get a lot of stuff from trying to progress it too soon because you have all these muscles and ligaments and bones. The entire structure of your lower leg is not trained for it. You've been wearing shoes, these foot coffins your entire life, and it's like going from never working out. Think about this. If going from wearing shoes your entire life and then all of a sudden going barefoot or wearing Vibrams or something like that is the same thing as you've never worked out your entire life. Think of how stupid this would be. All right. Let's say you see a trainer and their client has never worked out in their life and they come in, they're like, all right, let's max out. And you have them do all this fucking crazy, like plyometric exercises, heavy max squats, all this stuff to someone who's never worked out. They're going to get rhabdo. They're going to be in the fucking hospital. They're going to be crippled. like crippled, sore, if not injured or severely hurt. It's the same thing like going barefoot and then training really hard. You're not ready for it. Your muscles aren't ready for it. The muscles in your foot, the bones, the ligaments, the tendons, the rest of your body, the alignment of your joints, your ankles, if you've worn shoes your whole life, the whole angle of your ankle joint is misshapen. It's too tight. Your tendons, everything, it doesn't have the elasticity. It doesn't have the plasticity. It doesn't have the length, the resting length that it should have. You're supposed to be on a neutral, but you're used to having your heel elevated, which means your Achilles tendon is short. Your calves are really short. That's another reason why people don't get calf development. It's because they're always wearing sneakers. They don't lengthen the Achilles tendon enough. They're not getting a full stretch in the muscle. So whenever you're doing calf raises or you're doing calf exercises, when you're wearing your Vibrams or you're doing barefoot stuff, you need to hold that stretch at full extension for several seconds every single repetition. You let that stretch get really fucking deep and you're actively pulling your toes up to stretch the calf even more. You're activating your anterior tibialis. There's a lot of stuff that goes into why people have stubborn calf growth. Is because people are stunting the actual tendons and the muscles fundamentally by wearing shoes their whole life. Oh, your studio promoted barefoot or grippy socks? No, so my studio promoted. No shoes allowed, only barefoot or grip socks. That's up to you. I mean, I'm not sure. You mean your studio? What studio? Your yoga studio or a gym? Oh. What's up, Facebook? What's my Facebook peeps? What's up, Holly, Travis, Phil? Sorry that you guys, your comments are not showing up. Just for those of you that might be tuning in now, Facebook chat isn't streaming so only the YouTube, Twitch, or Periscope comments are going to pop up. And I don't know if anyone's watching on Twitch or Periscope right now, but YouTube is showing up. What's up, YouTube peeps? I'm so thankful that everyone is jumping onto the second channel. Just another reminder that I do stream live. Whenever I'm doing the multi-stream, I do stream to YouTube, but it's my second channel, Daily Swole Podcast. So you can catch the podcast on YouTube, the live stream, or of course you can just subscribe to the audio podcast everywhere and get it that way. But a lot of you find my content on YouTube, so just a reminder, I always talk about it in my videos on YouTube to make sure that people know I got those channels, but you know how it is, man. Phi, oh wow, those sandals aren't expensive either. Yeah, I get I got both of them. I got the Cloud ones and I also got the Genesis ones, the ones that are a little bit less expensive. I haven't really worn the Cloudy ones, but I like the Genesis ones. They're like, what, $30 or $40? But they last. They're made extremely well, by the way. So I got a pair and I like them. They're great. And you can run in them. You can adjust them. They're really cool. They're really cool. If you're going to wear sandals, wear those. You'll like them. You'll like them a lot. You'll never go back to your flip-flops. Kayla, I just have to suck it up and get over the texture. I used to always wear socks because I don't like stepping and stuff. But that's the thing. It's so weird how we separate ourselves from, I don't want to step in the grass, like, ew, something's on my foot. What do you think human beings did when you're walking in the grass, when you're living in the fucking jungle? We're so separated from our environment, it's ridiculous. You don't want to step in anything gross. It's like, you can wash it off. Like if you step in something, just fucking wash it off. Wash it off. Simple. Done. Like, you guys don't shower? You people don't shower? You don't clean yourselves? You just, I stepped in dog shit. Oh, well, I guess I have dog shit on my feet for a while. Oh, you mean around your house? Mainly cat litter? Oh. Well, that's your problem. You got to get a dog. You got to get a real pet. Fucking cats. Come on. I'm just kidding. I love pussy, but I love dogs too. I grew up with cats. I grew up with cats and dogs. I like both. You can't trust an animal that doesn't come to you when you call it. Some cats do. If you go, pss, 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 they're like, meow. And then after you pet them, they're like, all right, fuck you, I'm out. Let me go hide under the couch. A dog is like, I'm here. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'll do it. You want me to bite someone? I'll fucking bite him. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's see on Facebook. What's up, Travis? When I do my calf raises, instant on the block. Oh, you stand on the block so I can get my heels below my toes down on my downstroke. Make sure you really, really get that good stretch. Which brand? The Genesis sandals, Xero shoes, Xero shoes. You're supposed to spend at least 15 minutes of grounding yourself to the earth by walking barefoot. Yeah, you are. When I go outside and I see all the grass like trimmed and I see like the sign in the grass for pesticides, I'm like, as for that grounding, I don't know if I want to stand in fucking chemicals. That's the other problem. Everyone's always mowing and spraying garbage. And it's like, fuck, I don't want to stand in that shit either. But it's good. If you live near, just go outside and be more barefoot. I know it seems so weird. It seems so foreign. It seems so unnatural. But that's the thing. It's completely natural. It's the exact opposite. What we are doing is not natural. Being barefoot is 1,000% natural. That's the way you're supposed to be. All animals are wonderful. Okay, fine. Where my vegans at? Where my vegans is at? Oh. Any vegans? No? Bueller? I wear the ballet flats a lot so I can slip them off easily wherever I am. That's cool. A lot of people think my Vibrams are ballet flats. Now you can get Vibrams that don't look like ballet slippers like mine. I had when I first got Vibrams way back, I got the classics. I got these, ballet type, the classic ones. But then they only had a couple models when I first got them. This is like 2008, 2009. They didn't have like 1,000 models like they do now, but it was like the KSOs keep stuff out. They had the Velcro, but I never liked those. I never liked that kind of covering. I always felt like I was wearing something, but I was moving barefoot. With these, I don't feel anything. I put them on. I literally feel like I'm walking around barefoot. They fit me like a glove. And I actually wear them usually when I walk the pup and also when I go into the sauna. So you get that hot and sweat and they just form to your feet really well. I just love them. I love them. I don't care how they look. I know people think they look weird, but I wear them because I feel like I'm not wearing a damn thing. So get a goat and let her mow your grass for you. Well, I don't have a house, so I don't think I just like the apartment complex like have a goat running around. Okay, hey, this fucking goat would be dead because it'd be eating the pesticide grass. I love my ferrets, best pets ever. I'm gonna say that's a hard disagree. I'm gonna disagree big time. I've had ferrets. They're cunts. Ferrets are big time cunts. They bite and they scratch and they're just fucking like, they look like fucking big rats. They're cute sometimes. They're cute when they're someone else's. The best pets ever? Come on, you could do better than a ferret. It's okay if you want to have one. Do I have any pets? Fucking Papa Swole. Oh, she's on the porch. She's outside. It's dark now. She's out there chilling. I like the hemp 5 fingers. Oh, they make them out of hemp now? I haven't even seen. I don't even look at the new models. I just see sometimes when I'm looking for the classics to get another pair, I see all the other different colors and styles and shit, and it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, well, my family, we have a bunch of pit bulls up at home, but there's no space here. A pit bull is not an apartment animal. A pit bull is not something you keep like in a small space. But eventually, I'll get a bigger dog. A big dog, small dog. Mama Swolio likes the smaller pooches. Papa Swolio's a shit, though. She's gangster. She's a good beesh. I know we're talking about barefoot all the time, but it's really, peach training, it still applies. All this stuff, everything we're talking about with barefoot directly relates to glutes. It directly relates to the glute training. Every time you change your ankle alignment, whether you're wearing shoes or not wearing shoes, it's affecting your hips. It affects your fucking hips. When you change the angle of your ankle, the alignment, the posture, you're affecting your lower back. You're affecting your hips. You're affecting everything up your body, including your neck. So how many of you have chronic neck pain? You know what? What are your chronic injuries? Do you have anything what in your body gives you chronic pain? Do you have chronic shoulder pain or chronic neck pain or chronic back pain? A lot of this can be attributed to years and years of just misalignment and posture. So it can happen from just sitting down too much, keeping your knees bent too much, ankles are in the bad position. The issue with society in general is that problems aren't coming from one spot. It's not like, oh, it's because you sit. Oh, it's because of your ankles. It's everything. Most people that sit, think about what happens when you sit. People are in hip flexion all the time. They're putting pressure on their lower back. They're slouching forward. They're in cervical extension. They're in extreme like kyphosis. Their upper back is rounded. They're internally rotated with their shoulders. Their knees are bent. Their heels are elevated. People are jacking themselves up everywhere, not just the feet. It just starts there with the ground. But people are just fucking imbalanced everywhere from top to bottom. Top to bottom. And ladies hate to hear this, but high heels are probably the worst thing you can one of the worst things that you can wear are high heels. High heels are probably one of the worst things you can do for your posture, period. So if you're a female and you're wearing high heels, you are just fucking yourself up all day long. And no one likes to hear that because, oh, it makes my butt look big. You know why? Because it misaligns your body, so you're forced into excessive lumbar extension and your butt or your hip bones push out. So even if you don't have a butt, it makes you look like you have a butt. But you don't have a butt. You're just pushing your fucking hips back more. That's what's going on. So ladies do not like to hear that, but that's what's going on. Not to mention you're crushing your feet together. So you're smashing your feet and you're crushing them in together and you're elevating your heel. So you're just really jacking yourself up. So you're shutting down your glute activation. You're destabilizing your hips, which is putting pressure on your lower back. You're misaligning your whole body, so you're putting your neck and your upper back at risk. So chronic migraines, headaches, tension, etc. You're misaligning your ankles, so you're just causing a lot of tension around the bottom part of your leg, and you're causing major damage to your feet. You ever see like a woman's foot that wears heels all the time? Their feet are just like fucking like crushed in together. It's because you've been foot binding. We all get horrified. Oh my God. And older China used to fold your feet over because they like tiny feet. Oh, foot binding. Oh, that's terrible. Hypocrite. You're fucking binding your feet every day. Every fucking day. You're no different. You're no different than the Chinese, the ancient Chinese. Love the heel shaming. Oh fuck. Is it called heel shaming now? Don't even start. You're going to get people, stop heel shaming. Stop plantar flexion shaming. Fuck yes, I love the heel shaming. A common misconception is that heels and fake nails is what makes you a girl. Oh, well. I don't think anyone knows what makes someone a girl anymore. According to society, you can just choose depending on how you feel for the day. I'm a girl today. Fuck it. I'm bored being a guy. I think for a couple hours I'm going to be a girl. Too soon? Let's see. It's really bad when they cause bunions too. It's okay. I don't even need my pinky. It's okay. I don't even need pinky toes. What is that? What's that little guy doing? What's that little guy doing? What's that little pinky toe doing? That little guy or that little lady? Sorry. What's that little pinky toe? What's that little pinky toe doing? What's it doing out there? What you doing? That's what a lot of people have issues with when they wear Vibrams, because you separate your toes. A lot of people feel pain in their pinky toe. And the reason is because shoes form and smash your toes together. So when you start separating them a little bit, you get that ache after a while. You can also get, I don't have them in here, but those yoga toes, those foot spreaders, those toe spreaders, you can get those and wear them for like 10 minutes a few times a day. Wear them, walk around your house like they're gel. Really good to help like stretch your toes out and help, assist your foot mobility and dexterity. What's up, Mike? 2 years and 2 months with no pain pills. Life is worth living again. Fuck yeah, Mike. Good for you, bro. Knees and hip from IT band only started bothering me after the meniscus tore under my right knee. Oof. Going over some issues. I have a fish. I've had ferrets. Dogs are way better pets. It's all opinion, of course. Meal prepping while barefoot. What up, Frank? I wanted to deadlift barefoot the other day, but felt weird. I need to get some minimal shoes. Yeah, it's funny when people wear sneakers all the time. They go to deadlift platform and they take their shoes off and they deadlift in socks. I'm like, might be slipping a little bit. And Why are you wearing your shoes, but it's okay to deadlift barefoot? I'm always wondered about that. I mean, if you're deadlifting barefoot, you take off your shoes because you're closer to the ground so you can get a little more of an advantageous pull. But why is it okay when you deadlift or squat, people take off their shoes and squat? Why are you wearing them, period, bro? Why are you wearing them, period, bro? Those things you get pedicures with, yeah, but they're not like foam. But I got ones, I think they're called yogi toes. I'm not sure, but they're just like gel. And you wear them, yeah, and it separates your toes, and you can do yoga in them. You can walk around in them. It's great. It's nice, like, stretch and relaxing for your toes. But if you wear them for a while, after like maybe 10, 15 minutes, you might start to feel a little bit of an ache if you're not used to being barefoot. So you don't wear them all the time. You don't want to cause yourself pain, but you can wear them intermittently while you're at home, and it'll help stretch your toes out a little bit. Foot coffins, fuck yeah. I love some comedians saying girls do all this work to make their toes pretty, and somehow the pinky toe looks like a half-smoked cigar. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been so focused and consistent with being barefoot or wearing minimalist. Like, I have a pair of Vivo barefoot sneakers, and those aren't cheap, but I wanted to get one pair of sneakers I can wear with jeans or if I go somewhere and still be barefoot, because the Vibrams aren't necessarily applicable or convenient for every single outing. Plus, all my Vibrams stink because I wear them at the gym all the time, and I wear sandals some places. So they're good. They're good too. They're on the pricier side, but I can't wear regular. Even those feel restrictive to me. They really don't feel that comfortable. They're great, but anytime I'm wearing anything that covers my feet, it really feels fucking awkward. And that's just because I've been doing it for so long, and I've been really not wearing shoes for that long and consistent with it. And I never felt that way before. It was like, okay, I'm wearing shoes, or I'm wearing sneakers, or this, I'm wearing my Vibrams to the gym, or I'm barefoot. It was kind of more intermittent, but now it's so restrictive to me to wear shoes that I just can't even. Ain't nobody got time for that. Papa Swole ain't got time for that shit. Ain't got time for that shit. So anyway, those of you that are just tuning in now, yeah, it's peach training. We're talking about the glutes, but if we discuss glute training and leg training and we start at the right place, the only thing that touches the ground are your feet. So the way your feet touch the ground is going to relate and going to lead to how your body is aligned, how your body moves during a squat, how your body moves when you walk. And some of you are saying, I can't go barefoot in the city. Well, you could. I'm not saying you should or you would, but you can get minimalist shoes. You can get these barefoot sandals, and they'll be better for you. But it'll take some getting used to. If you walk around on concrete all day, you have to progress slowly. You don't want to get a stress fracture. And plus all that pressure, your feet are not used to that if you're wearing big cushioned sneakers. So it's something you have to work up to. We'll close up here. Kayla, you recommend glute activation daily. I never said that. I never said I recommend it daily, but I think you should be doing glute activation. You could do hip bridges. You can do those daily. How much is too much? I mean, you're not going to, if you're doing glute activation exercise, you're doing a couple sets of hip bridges or single leg squats. It's not going to break down any muscle tissue or do anything. The constant activation, if you're just doing like a daily routine, it'll just be a couple sets of each. And then what it does is just kind of get your brain firing the glutes first. But yoga daily does it. Yoga does glute activation. Yoga integrates integrates mobility, inhibition, stretching, lengthening along with activation. That's why I always recommend yoga, because it does the strengthening in addition to the lengthening. Anytime you're just doing a foam rolling or a stretch, you're only doing one or the other, and it's important to tie it all in together as one big unit. So yoga is like a total body integration. But you can do hip bridges, you could do lateral tube bands, you could do single leg balance reach, single leg squats, single leg RDLs, you can do single leg hip bridges, you could do frog bridges, there's different types of bridges, you can do stuff like that with a resistance band, without. Is the Instagram booty more about having a tiny waist or focusing on glute muscles? The Instagram booty is about angling the picture right, twisting so you have a smaller waist, and somehow contorting your body to go like this while you're looking in the mirror to show people your ass, and 99 out of 100 women that do that don't really have a butt. They just like to push their butt fat up and arch their back and twist so it makes it look bigger. In a mirror, by the way. They take a picture in a mirror, and we all know how accurate mirrors are, so that's how you get Instagram booty. I'll leave you all with that. So tomorrow, I will be going out of town, so you will be getting a traveling cast, so I won't be live multi-streaming all weekend, but tomorrow I'll try to get in here earlier in the day for a multicast, and then I'll, of course, you follow me on the Instagram stories. I'll keep you up to date on when I'm going live in the private group. But if you want to catch the traveling cast, you want to catch the live cast, even when I'm on the road, you can support the podcast via the Daily Swole Club or join Swolenormous X. I go live in the private Facebook group, Swolenormous X Live. So Daily Swole Club members and X members will catch the live streams when I'm traveling. But of course, I'll keep uploading, and I'll always be here, and I'll have new uploads tomorrow for YouTube and shit like that. So nothing really changes. But if you want to stay plugged into the Daily Swole and not miss it when I do go and I travel and I move around, make sure that you check out swolenormousx.com for more details. But I think a little bit of the shit that was shaken up today with Spotify, that's figured out. A couple other things got ironed out, so that was a little bit hectic on my end. You might not have noticed, but today was a tech issue, a tech support type of day, which is never fun, but it's what we have to do. And apologies again for the Facebook chat not showing up, but it happens, and it's not on my end. So that should be fixed hopefully for tomorrow, but if not, I'm sure it'll be back by the time we do the multi-stream again. Sometimes those little outages happen when they change an algorithm, or they change some kind of they do some kind of update, system update or app update, and then everything else kind of gets thrown off, and then the coding has to change. So I'll let you all know, keep you up to date on that. But until next time, make sure that you plug in on Instagram and YouTube. Follow me there. Brand new Ask Papa Swole is available. And also, I will be posting another question sticker in my Instagram story for more Q&A that I will be using for some upcoming content, and I will be answering some in my stories. So make sure you keep an eye on my IG stories for that. And we'll keep on smashing this tomorrow. We'll continue. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about all this shit. We'll see what's up. We'll see what the flavor's about. I don't know. What's going on tomorrow? What's good tomorrow? We'll see. You'll have to show up and find out. So turn on your notifications, and I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1140 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.